Why does it always switch our cameras around? There we go.
Ooh. Man, I'm excited for this one. I'm excited for a show where we can just fuck around a little bit.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I've been waiting a month and a half for this, baby.
I know. Yeah, I booked so fucking far ahead, which pays off in a lot of cases. But yeah,
I'm with it. I'm with it.
Eddie, do you have a Twitter?
No, I got everything. Well, I got a Twitter, but I haven't used it since college. I need to probably get back on there, but there's so many social medias right now, bro. So I got everything but Twitter right now.
Need to get on it, son.
Mm-hmm. Too much, man. I got TikTok. I thought that was enough.
TikTok is good. TikTok's going down though, I think. I think TikTok's on the back burner right now.
Really?
I think it's back to being YouTube again.
Oh, see, I have the smallest following on YouTube. I don't have anything on YouTube.
Yeah, same here. I think I have like 30 followers on YouTube.
Yeah, I think I got about the same. And that was back when I was making breakdancing videos in the 8th grade. So that's what I'm on.
Let's save this for the show. Let's.
Okay, my bad.
All right,
tell me. I didn't know we were starting. Tell me when we're starting.
I'm about to play the music. We'll come in and we'll introduce you, and we'll go from there. So, Sweet. Jacob, are you ready to do this?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. One thing, and it's time for the Open Micers podcast. My name is Jason Robbins.
I'm more yoked than your favorite frittata. I'm Jacob Craig, and our guest tonight is a comedian who has just been tearing the shit up in like 3 or 4 different states here in the South. I mean, he's been road dogging it, getting his fucking name out there, beating me in roast battles, competing in all kinds of fucking competitions. We'll get into all the cool shit he's been doing. It is none other than Eddy Raising Kane, everybody. That's right. I just gave him a new nickname.
Hey, right there on the spot. I love it, man. How you guys doing, man? It's been good, so long. Man. How y'all doing?
You did something really brave a couple of weeks ago. That I did the comedy competition, which I should not have done because I hadn't been on stage in like 2 months. But that was you can attest to Jacob that was a pretty rough crowd, right?
Yeah, definitely rough. And I guess we'll get into it a little bit later. Usually my superpower is crowd work.
That's what I was gonna say.
I decided to try to do crowd work with like belligerent, can't talk back type of drunk, and I realized I opened the door for just hell.
Oh, dude.
It just wasn't good.
Eddie gets on stage and he's doing his bits, like maybe, a minute and a half, 2 minutes into it. There's this girl who is your quintessential way too drunk white girl wasted. She's like one of those girls is like holding the glass like this. She's like, I'm gonna tell you something, and you, sir, you're wrong, and let me tell you why you're wrong. And Eddie, like dude, you're such a better man than me because you engaged her and opened the door. And I was like, oh God, please, dude, don't do this to yourself. Please don't do this.
It was definitely a rookie mistake because, like I said, my superpower is crowd work. I love to go back and forth, like off the cuff shit is like really solid for me. But I didn't realize you can't have any type of intelligent conversation with somebody that fucking drunk. And I was just like, I'm just talking to a sloppy wall right now.
Yeah.
And this is not entertaining. And then it got to the point where it was like it turned kind of left because she was giving me all types of bitches and motherfuckers, and I'm just like, if I turn around and call her a bitch, it's like a lose-lose situation. And it's not funny anymore because now I'm just attacking her. It was probably my second worst like set that I ever tried to do. It was bad, man. It was bad.
And I can't even describe like this girl was so belligerently drunk, like, and she was trying to heckle you and be a part of your set, but you couldn't even understand what she was saying. It was so, and poor Eddie's on stage,
Right.
just like, what did I just step into, man? You just
Right, because
stepped into
I'm
it.
really good at, like, if somebody wants to go back and forth, I'm really good at making what you said sound stupid. The problem is nobody fucking understood what she was saying. She was just being sloppy and cursing. I was like, okay, this is the wrong person to engage with.
Yeah. So if I ever rematch you in a roast battle, I know what to do now.
Just be belligerent. I don't know how to fucking handle that.
Yeah, right. Just get way too drunk and fucking probably a little racist.
There it is. Yeah.
Just a little, just a little bit.
Racism is funny if only if it's funny. Just a tad in there. Just a tad.
It's like racism is a lot like Cajun seasoning. Like you want the dash to make it delicious.
Yeah.
And too much in your fucking what's that lady's name? Paula Deen. Too much in your Paula Deen.
Yeah.
Yep. And then make sure for all the comedians out there, make sure you get funny down first. Don't try to be a little racist and then you're not funny, because now you're just being racist. Make sure you be funny first and then attempt the sketchy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Most people I know did it backwards.
Yeah. It's never a good formula. Now we all hate you.
Now you're just racist. And now
yeah, Jacob learned the hard way.
What did I do? I did a few things, but what did I do?
No, I'm just messing with you.
Okay. Yeah, no, there are a few like actual instances you could point towards. Eddie, do you like Raising Cane's? Is that not a good nickname for you?
I mean, it is the cane part, I guess, because haven't leaned on it at all. The cane part, it starts with the K. It actually comes from my fraternity. I'm in Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity, Black fraternity in college, and my nickname to myself was Eddy Kane, and that was usually that was the alter ego that I gave when I wasn't a good person in college. So that was my alter ego that I gave myself when I was out here being wild. But then I turned that into a much better person.
So like how wild were you in college? Like what kind of shit were you doing?
It was I guess my vice was girls at the time, and I just was not I was a fuck boy. There it is. I was a fuck boy. So that was the alter ego that I gave myself, but then I turned that person into a better person. Married now, love my life, you know what I'm saying? Love it. So here it is.
Yeah, I could tell that there was a little bit of fuck boy in there.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Not even gonna deny it, man.
How do you feel about Raising Cane's chicken? Is it good or no? I feel like their chicken fingers get a little soggy.
Yeah. No, I guess in comparison to, because here, you guys heard of Fusaklis?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so here, I think Fusaklis is like out of Mobile. So the biggest thing is like Fusaklis or Cane's. Cane's is the shit, man. I'm from Kentucky. And they had the first Cane's ever, like on our college campus. I went to the University of Kentucky. First Cane's there. I had my little experience. Cane's is the shit, but only if you have the sauce. If you don't have the fucking sauce, then it's just some dry ass chicken fingers. But that sauce changes the game.
Yeah, I think I ate at the very first Raising Cane's. It was in Baton Rouge.
Oh, the first one ever?
Yeah.
Wasn't it made by LSU students?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was an LSU student that started. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So I do have to ask you, what, Jake?
Was
what
was this 1965?
Dude, this was like a couple of years ago, because it's touted as the very.
A couple of years ago.
It was touted as the very first Raising Cane's, but as like it's still there. Like you can still go to it and still eat at it.
Cane's ain't that old. I think it was like invented in like maybe 06 or something. It's not that old.
Yeah, it's not that old.
Okay. Somebody look at that information. I don't know, but it's decently young.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me get the Raising Cane's Wikipedia pulled up.
Right. I don't want to be spreading misinformation, but I'm pretty sure it's after the Y2K.
Okay. Yeah. No, it was founded in 1996. So that's.
Really close. Okay. Yeah. Pretty close.
Yeah. I mean, Jason with hair could have eaten there.
I still didn't have hair in 1996.
Oh my God.
Damn, you've been bald for a long time then.
Yeah, I started going bald when I was like 18 years old, 18 or 19.
Shit, man, fuck genetics. I got
Yeah,
you.
I know.
Man.
And did you live like close to any kind of like cell phone tower or like any kind of electricity or radiation?
No, here's what's fucked up. You know how everybody says, like, my dad's bald. I look exactly like my dad, pretty much.
Okay.
Everybody told me growing up, they're like, oh, you're not going to lose your hair because you get your hair loss gene from your mom's side. My grandfather on my mom's side, like, went to his grave with a head full of jet black hair. So I was like, oh, I'll never lose my hair. 18 years old, boom, it started getting further and further back till finally I said, fuck it, it's got to go.
But at least you got the full beard. Like, it's okay to be bald if you have like a full beard. Like, for
Dude.
me, I'm 30 and I'm just now getting this shit. That pisses me off.
Yeah,
man.
Jacob's
That pisses me
fucked
off.
if he ever loses his hair.
Yeah, dude. I can grow a full, thick, bushy neck beard. Okay.
Yeah.
I can grow it right from the neck down, but I cannot get that shit to go up on my chin.
Your Adam's apple has been warm since 06, huh?
Yeah. dude.
That warm apple cider. See, that's I got screwed out of the deal because I have chest hair like freaking Burt Reynolds and shit. Like, I don't have any
shit.
hair on my head, but I got like some massive like monkey chest hair. It's awful.
Wait.
I hate it.
Personal question. Do you have back hair?
Back Nia?
No,
Back
do you have
hair.
back hair?
Oh yeah, I do. I got like hair that like
Oh.
grows up on my shoulders here. I gotta shave that shit off. I'm like, ugh, that's gross.
Here's
Yeah,
what
you
you
gotta
do.
shave that.
So like when like with burn victims, they'll take like a skin graft off of their ass. That's what you do. Is you allocate your resources.
Put it all up on the top.
Put
No,
it all up on the top, baby.
no, I don't want to do that.
And then that way it'll just look like you're going bald because it'll be all like the thin like pubic hairs.
Ew.
Pubic hairs. Eddie, how do you feel about frittatas? Have you ever made a frittata? Have you had a frittata? What's your opinion?
I've never heard of that before. What's a frittata?
So it's like a breakfast like
A Nelly?
egg dish. Huh?
A Nelly frittata?
I farted. Did you hear that?
I did. I thought somebody was knocking on the door.
Nah, dude, that was a straight fart on a wooden chair, baby. Let's
Wow.
go. Hold on, let me look exactly at what's in a frittata. So it's an egg dish. It's kind of like an omelet, but you keep it like in the pan and like serve it in the pan, and it's kind of like crispy. It has like a crispy like edge around it.
Uh-huh.
It's like a crispy omelet, basically.
I'm down for anything with eggs. Eggs is like my second favorite food, so I'm gonna go ahead and say yes to frittata.
Let's go.
I'm down.
Is your first favorite food soup? Because if it is, I'll have to blow you.
I don't know whose favorite food is soup. Are you impoverished? Why would your favorite food be soup? That's like the most impoverished fucking meal that you could ever
Dude,
have.
I keep trying to tell him this. Like, when I'm broke and I have no
Yeah.
money, like, I go get soup to eat at work. Like, if I have to
You
eat
go to the
lunch.
soup kitchen.
It's like I'm gonna go get a 75-cent can of like fucking great value minestrone.
Exactly. If I'm eating soup, shit's not going right. It's not going right at all if I'm eating soup. I'm not purposely ever ordering soup. I'm not doing it. What are you talking about? No, my favorite food is wings, not soup.
Hell yeah, dude. No shit. So it's a meme for the podcast that I'm really into soup. I don't fuck with soup that hard, actually, guys. I know I'm breaking kayfabe
Bullshit.
right now, but I don't fuck with wings. Chicken wings are my go-to.
Yeah.
Shit. I think we bonded over this before.
Yeah, because shout out to the juke joint. It's weird. I've had wings everywhere. I'm not gonna lie, man. On a consistent basis, juke joint has like the best wings I've ever had in my
Yes.
life, man. They're fucking good, bro.
Dude, I think the juke joint has some of the best food around. Period. Like their crawfish on Sundays when they do crawfish Sundays is excellent. Like, it's some of the best crawfish you can get. Because usually
Right.
I don't like crawfish that's made by like restaurants and stuff. Like, they never put enough like seasoning in it, and it's really bland. But man, juke joint, they do it up. And then when
Yeah, they do.
they have their outside cookery set up where they're doing like grilled burgers and stuff, dude,
Nice.
it's all good. It's all good.
Oh yeah.
So good.
That's a classic place of like, just don't judge it by how it looks, because it looks like the Water Boy's neighbor when you like from the outside. What's the character he played in Water Boy? What's the name of him?
Bobby Boucher.
Bobby Boucher. It looks like Bobby Boucher's neighbor in a fucking Louisiana swamp.
It does.
The first time I saw it, I was like, this is not a place for fucking me. And then I went in there and I ordered those wings. I was like, I love this place.
It looks like the kind of place that you walk in there and you eat, you're gonna get tetanus. Like,
yo, for sure. Oh, for sure. There's somebody with no teeth in there hitting on you. Like, yeah, that's the type of place it looks like.
I love it.
But to be fair, dude, like that's all the best eateries in Mississippi look like. They will give you the worst food poisoning, but it's the best food you've ever had. I've preached this a million times. Gas stations in Mississippi, the best food you will ever have are from gas stations in Mississippi.
So that's like the white version. So that's y'all's white version, and the black version is like the best black food that you can get is in the most hood, the most dangerous fucking places, like where you might get shot. Yeah. They got some good ass sweet potato. I swear to God,
they gotta make it worth it.
Risking your life.
The secret ingredient is fear.
I'm not kidding. What is
You gotta be scared. Food is fear.
You gotta. Yes. After you run for your life, that adrenaline's pumping. You might know that sweet potato, boy.
I'm telling you, if you gotta bend at the waist to order underneath the burglary bars, that food is gonna be fire, bro. It's gonna be fucking fire, bro.
You're not wrong.
Sometimes that does backfire though, because I've told this on the show before. I don't think I've ever told you this story, Eddie. But short version is, I was doing a room in Panama City, Florida, and there's a Dodge's Chicken that is like 5 minutes away from the house that we're staying at. And so I stopped there at like 1 a.m, and they have some spicy chicken wings ready. And I go and I get those fucking spicy chicken wings, and I just absolutely fucking demolish them. And then all the other comedians get back to the house. I got there first, and they were like, dude, why did you buy chicken from the gas station where everyone buys crack from?
Because it should be synonymous for delicious.
Like, that's not safe chicken. They were like, no, like that whole place is a front for crack cocaine. And that chicken made me so sick, dude.
Oh, did it? Oh, yeah.
It's probably sitting there for 7 hours.
Well, that, and like they don't actually give a shit about cooking it because they don't make money off of anything except the crack cocaine.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
So it's like they don't give a fuck about anything else. They don't give a fuck about the actual business. They're just like, do you want crack or not?
Well, I'm sorry that chicken wasn't good for you, bro. Damn.
It's all right. The crack I bought was really good, dude. It was fucking bussin', as the kids say.
Crack made it better.
That shit was lit.
The worst food. Some of the worst food poisoning I ever had was from gas station food, because I went to a Big B's on Washington Avenue. If you're coming into Ocean Springs and going to Juke Joint and you take Washington Avenue down into downtown Ocean Springs, you'll pass this called Big B's Exxon. Don't get anything to eat there ever.
I thought you were about to like shout them out.
No, dude, I went there one morning and they had biscuits and gravy, and I was like, oh, this looks good. I'm gonna get some biscuits and gravy. I got it, dude. 3 hours later, I was just ejecting out of both ends. Like, it was awful.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be a really special gas station for me to get any type of hot food. If I go to a gas station, I keep it safe with some crackers, some peanut butter and jelly crackers or something safe. I'm not getting like actual food from gas stations. I can't do it.
Look here, Eddie. Now, life is too short to be. Look, I understand you look like you have some money on the stock market. You look like you have a little bit of crypto. You look like you got a 401k. I know you got a good job. You have some things to live for. But I'm going to get food from the fucking gas station. I don't have any of that. I don't have $1 in my savings account right now. But I will get some gator balls and pizza sticks from a shady fucking gas station. You better believe it.
You got it, man. Have it. I will. I'll take it back. I've had po' boys from a gas station in New Orleans,
Totally
and that was
different.
fire.
Yeah,
that was fire.
Totally different.
Yeah,
Look, when
that's-
the
Yeah, that
gas
was fire.
station, when they have a whole buffet setup of like
Yeah.
ribs and shit, and you walk in, you're like, okay, that's good. Like,
Yeah. Oh, so gas is what you sell on the side. Y'all really do food.
yeah, right.
Gas is extra. I got you. Yeah.
Dude, the best places
Those
to
places.
eat in New Orleans are like the little bodegas that are like, you know, you walk in and it's just a tiny little store that you got to squeeze past everybody to get to the back of the store where they have the little, you know, the little window that you go to and you get your po' boy from way in the back, and then you go eat it out on the street. Those are the best places to get food in New Orleans.
Oh yeah. Shout out to New Orleans. New Orleans is always a place that I like. Every time I've been there like 50 times, and every single time I try to do something different and end up on Bourbon Street every fucking time. Shout out to that place.
Dude, there's so many cool things to do in New Orleans other than go to Bourbon Street.
I try to do it, but I just end up on Bourbon Street every time. But whatever.
I mean, that's kind of facts, though. Like, you can't go to New Orleans and then not end up on Bourbon Street.
Mm-hmm. They got some dope places, Cause I've done some comedy at I guess let's ride it back to comedy. I've done some comedy in New Orleans, and that was the first place that like that I've experienced where you can do multiple open mics in the same night.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they got a really good comedy scene out in New Orleans, man.
Yeah, for sure. I did a week of shows there about a year ago now. It was last August. I did like a whole week in New Orleans. I think I made about $25. That's a whole different conversation.
Damn.
But yeah, it was like every show that I was actually booked on is like I would plan after the show to like go to an open mic that was after the show. It's like it's the kind of place where you can like sit down and look at like all the time slots, and it's like I'm off stage at this time, I could go over to this open mic, and then there's another late night open mic, and it's like, I mean, there are nights where you can get up like 3 different times.
Yeah, that's the fucking grind. If you can really dedicate yourself to going up on stage like 3 different times, like I still have yet to do that. I've done multiple open nights like from like back-to-back nights, but never like in the same night before. I'd like to do that.
I think the craziest shit I've done in terms of turnaround is I was booked for Art Walk in Mobile at Serta's Coffee, which doesn't do comedy anymore. And if you know anything about Art Walk, you know it's a bunch of bullshit. So it was a good crowd that was there for the Art Walk, and I was headlining it, but I bombed like really fucking hard because I was doing my jokes in a coffee shop, and my jokes don't go in a coffee shop.
Yeah,
so,
you're a little edgy.
I'm loud. I'm very loud. And that just doesn't go well when there's like people right outside the door trying to just not hear you. So obviously and we were getting paid with tips from that show, 0 tips in Mobile. So I got paid no money for that show. And then the same night I was featuring for a headliner at the Juke Joint about 30 minutes after my set is over. So I had to like hightail it from Mobile back to Ocean Springs in the same night in 30 minutes, which is not possible. I got there in like 45 minutes on the interstate.
And you were speeding. Yeah, because that's not a 45 minute drive. You were speeding.
And I don't drive either. It was my mama that was speeding. So mama's about to catch a speeding ticket for me to bomb a headlining set in Mobile and then bomb a feature set in Ocean Springs.
That's the fucking beauty of comedy though, like, because there's so many different varieties and different variables. Like, you may be good here, you may be bad here. Like, because I haven't even been doing this a year, and I've had like a hot streak where I've just been like amazing, and then I kind of like mentally I've gotten too hot, and was like, oh man, I'm good. I could do all this, whatever. And then I did a set at Mr. Milkshake. Shout out to Jeff Vance. I just got in contact with him. He put me on a couple shows. Mr. Milkshake. So in my mind, I thought it was a bar that just serves milkshakes. I was like, okay, that's really fucking cool. I walked in there, not a bar at all. Like, it strictly only sells milkshakes. I looked in the crowd. There's like 4 6-year-olds. There's 13-year-olds. There's 14-year-olds. And like I didn't bomb, but like I had jokes about having sex with my wife.
Yeah.
I was like, and I wasn't going to change shit. I was like, look, I've already like, I knew I was going to say this shit, and it didn't go over well. And it was one of those lessons where you had to like try to adapt to the crowd, but it was tough. It was tough.
You did the right thing. Never adapt to the crowd. Fuck those
No.
kids, dude. Fuck those kids. Make them learn some new words. Like, if anything, go edgier. Like,
Man.
obviously, don't take that advice. But I've done shows like that. I did a show once. Me and Jason were on the same fucking show. I think it was either me or you, or it was me or Wally, opening for the Drunken Spelling Bee at the Wayward Kraken. The first time.
I think it was me and you. I think.
Okay. I did it twice. I think it was me and you the second time, and me and Wally the first time. Anyways, no matter who it was, it's this event that's advertised as a drunken spelling bee, which means you get drunk and you try to spell words, right? At a bar at 8 o'clock at night, and there's 6-year-olds, there's a literal baby, there's like a 4-year-old.
I remember this. This was me and you. It was the very first one, and I remember doing it and getting knocked out a couple rounds in.
Yeah, and there was just all these kids there at this bar at 8 o'clock, and I actually went and talked to the owner, and I was like, hey, is it okay if I like curse and just like do all of my comedy shit? And he's like, yeah, like we don't censor art here. If they don't like it, they can get out, whatever. So long story short, I called a 6-year-old a slut.
Wow, that escalated quickly.
It did not go over well.
No, it went over really well as I remember it. I did pretty hot that night, but the producer that was putting it on was like, don't do any material, just do crowd work. So I'm like, all right, I'll do crowd work with these fucking kids, I guess. And the context of it is the girl had the same name as one of my ex-girlfriends, so I called her a slut.
Oh, wow.
And that went over. It went over all right, I thought.
See, the thing about like having kids in the crowd, it's not necessarily the kids, because you like you say, fuck the kids, I'll do my set. But the problem is, it's like the people around them who aren't related to the kids, now they get uncomfortable that you're saying fuck and shit and pussy in front of all these kids, and now they don't want to laugh. And it's almost like laugh is contagious. Like if you have a fucked up joke, it takes one person in the crowd to like really like, oh shit, that's funny. And when they laugh, now the person next to them is more comfortable to laugh. Like, oh, okay, he laughed at it, I'll laugh at it. But like when you have kids in the fucking crowd, some people, they just don't go for that. So sometimes it's hard.
One of the biggest laughs I ever got was at Jack's by the Tracks when I'm up there doing my set, and I got this whole bit about people on Pornhub. And I'm doing this, and then what I didn't know, there was a whole birthday party of people with their, like, roughly 10-year-old kids in the back. And then they come up and through the crowd leaving, and I'm like in the middle of this bit about Pornhub. And I just look at these kids walking, like a family leading a little trail of ducklings behind them. And I just look at the dad's holding the door for the kids, and they're walking out looking at me. And I just look at the dad, and I'm like, hey, kids, your dad ever tell you about porn? And luckily, the whole crowd just lost it. And I was like, good save, because this was one of the most tense moments of my life. Like, I thought that dad was going to kill me.
Yeah, definitely walking the line on that one.
Here's the thing, though. It's like, you're not in the wrong for doing your job as a comedian. These are some shit parents.
Yeah, why do you have your kids
in this situation?
Why do you have your kids doing a birthday party for kids at a bar at like 9 o'clock at night? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like every situation where I performed for children, there should not have been children there.
That's usually how it goes.
Yeah. I think I did one clean set for like an open mic that was like 5 minutes, and it was outside and there's kids there. But
yeah, see that's my thing too, because with comedy as well, I don't say no to anything. Like I do whatever type of show. I want to challenge myself, not sometime in the future, I'm gonna challenge myself to do like a clean set because a lot of comedians they use cuss words just as like space fillers. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like it don't be their punchline. They're just using it as space fillers. And I caught myself doing that a couple times. So I want to challenge myself to be like, I'm gonna do a whole set, try to be funny, as raunchy as possible, but with no cuss words. So I just try to challenge myself every time I hit the stage.
That's hard to do
Yeah.
because I actually, you're right though. I personally myself use curse words as fillers because
Mm-hmm.
there aren't really, I don't really have any curse words that are the punchlines to my joke. So I actually could go and clean up my set if I really wanted to. So, but like you said, like I think the worst night I ever had, and Jacob was there. We did this brewery in Pensacola, and like we pull up to this place, and there's literally like a playground with like kids
Mm-hmm.
playing, and I'm just like, this is gonna be awful. Like, why are we doing this?
How long ago was that?
What about a year ago? Year and a half?
Yeah, I mean, it was soon enough that Jason's just bad at comedy. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't inexperienced. He's just not a good.
It was my first
comedian.
show back after the pandemic, after everything had been shut down, and
That's right. And see, I just worked through the pandemic because I'm a piece of shit, and I'm fucking. I don't know, man.
How did y'all fuck with the roast battle? Because that was like probably the last time like I listened to the podcast. I listened to y'all's podcast. I heard y'all talking about me and stuff. How did y'all personally like the roast battle? That was so
Jason,
long ago.
you wanna go first?
I personally, I did not want to do the roast battle. I got asked, and I got asked to do it, and was offered, to get paid for it. I did not want to do it. I did not volunteer to do that, and I just went into it basically like I'm not even gonna try because I'm getting paid either way. And then the
Mhm.
day before, you put that video out, and I was like, oh, this motherfucker's about to get it. And that was when I actually tried, but I didn't put really very much effort into that roast battle, and it didn't really go over well because that was a very tense, unsettling night, and that was when that was the last roast battle I'm ever gonna do. I just don't want to do that anymore.
I feel that. I feel that. What about you, Jacob?
So initially, I had got asked to I got asked to host the roast battle, and what the producer wanted me to do was host the roast battle, but also book everybody and put the whole thing together. And I'm like, well, I'm gonna say no to this because that's not what a host does. That's what a producer does. If you want me to
Yeah.
host it, I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna host it. I'm not gonna book it and go set the whole fucking thing up. Then I should be getting paid your money because that's
Hmm.
not what a host does. So I told him I would rather just compete in it because I haven't competed in a roast battle in a while, and I've produced and put on the first, I think, big roast battle in Mississippi that sold, had a fucking packed house or whatever. So I had produced like this very successful roast battle, and then I did it again. And so I've like done this before, and I've competed in roast battles several times. So I'm like, I'm fucking excited for this. Like I'm ready to just get in there and like be
But see,
mean to
I
people.
enjoyed those ones that you put on. Like the very first one, I was a judge, which was fun because I really only needed to write like one roast joke for everybody that was in there. The second one, I did it. I had fun, but my biggest problem with doing a lot of roast battles is I don't like to roast people that I don't know. Like there's just every time there's a roast battle, there's at least 5 or 6 people that I've never seen these people before in my life, and I don't like writing jokes about people that I don't know. And so that's why I didn't want to do this last one. And I got talked into it because it was like, well, these are going to be people that you know, so it's going to be a lot easier. I'm like, all right, I guess so.
Yeah. It's like, well, the roast battles that I've put on, like the way it works was always very clear. Like when I did it by time. I was like, you each have a minute of material that you can do. Like the roast battle is going to be 2 minutes. I want you both to go back and forth doing your 1 minute of material. And if it's over 2 minutes, then whatever, do all the material that you wrote. Do the 1 minute of material that you wrote, or whatever. Or if it's lines, go back and forth and do lines. Like write 4 lines for each other and do them back and forth. And the roast battle that we did worked like that until the finals with me and you, and it gets sprung on us while we're on stage. Just do jokes until you can't anymore.
Yeah.
That's what?
That definitely worked in my favor because I'm so good at doing off the cuff. I was like, oh yeah, fuck it, let's do that. That looked so good in my favor.
That does not work good in my favor at all because I'm already mentally exhausted. I'm drawing a blank. I've already won 2 roast battles. I've already written jokes for however many people that I didn't even go up against. So those jokes just go in the garbage can.
Yeah, that's another thing I don't like, is spending all my energy writing jokes for people that I'm probably not even going to go up against. And like, that's just wasted jokes, you know, like that. I could be putting that energy into something else.
100%. So in my perspective, I was going to be like the ultimate prepared comedian, and I was going to write jokes for everybody, right? And then I started like getting into that process, and I realized that's too fucking much. I'm not writing jokes for everybody. Fuck that. I'm just going to write for the jokes of the people that I thought would win. And then that's where, like, if y'all saw like my second round against Patty, I've never met Patty. I've never seen Patty. I didn't know Patty existed until that roast battle. So I had no idea. So I just kind of assumed, oh, Jeremy's going to win this one. I just really assumed. I know Jeremy's pretty. So when he didn't win, it fucked me up. So I was outside just trying to come off with jokes like off the riff. And I'm not, what that roast battle really taught me is that like, I'm not that great with like one-liners. I'm horrible with one-liners. Like when it comes, I'm a comedian that I can give you a whole scheme of things. I can give you a story. I can break down the story and give you multiple jokes. But as far as like a 1 to 2 sentence joke, I don't fucking have it. So I like the roast battle in the fact that it exposed my weakness, and I need to go back and okay, let me strengthen this. But like I just kind of went off the top for most of it, and luckily I was able to hold on. But it was fun. It was unique. I probably would do it again. I had a fun time. I probably would do it.
That's probably the only thing I can say that it is good for is when you get to that point, like what happened to you with Maddie, and you have to go outside and just like, I got to come up with like 5 or 6 jokes about this person I've never met before in my life, and you're like put on that, you know, that hot seat, and you're just like, it works that muscle. And for a while, I would just write for the past couple of roast battles. I would just kind of write extra roasts, just like almost that could fit, like just generic roasts that you could just add to whoever that I could have in my back pocket. But I don't know. I just got lazy about roasts over the last couple of roasts. Like I just don't want to do it anymore, and I just don't have the energy for it.
Yeah, it's also tough to flip that switch and be mean to somebody that you've never met.
Yeah,
because even when I do crowd work, even if you actually look back at like all my roasts, they weren't like super mean. Like I always try to make a roast that even the person that I'm talking about would laugh at. Like I'm not good at being like super fucking mean, so it was hard to flip that switch as well, man.
Yeah. That's why I got so many roasts from Jacob, just because I wouldn't have the go into roast battles against 4 or 5 people I've never met before, and I'm like calling Jacob. I'm like, why roast somebody I've never met before in my life without getting punched in the mush for saying something over the line?
Yeah, and I'm extremely good at just being really mean to people.
Yeah, Jacob's good at just like just going for the throat. He doesn't care.
I don't know where the line is, Eddie. I never know where the line is.
You got to kind of have that kind of bone to like just go at people. And I don't know. Because I think if you break it down like comedian wise, my comedian brain is kind of spinning. Like how Jeremy went up against Patty. You know what I'm saying? The very first couple of jokes, it was almost sexist. Like it was really close to sexist. And then when he did that, he lost the crowd. So it's almost like, all right, you got to be the balance of like, how mean are you going to be? You can't be racist. You're going to lose the fucking crowd, but you have to go in there a little bit.
I think it's like you can definitely do that if you're gonna put your whole foot in the pond, but don't dip a toe in it. Like the jokes that he did, he was kind of like, I'm gonna be a little sexist, but if you're just like, shut up, you stupid fat cunt, like everyone would have loved it.
And it's always easier to roast like people that you know, like the comedians that you know, because it's like what your line is with people that you're around all the time. True. And I'm not that type of person. I don't like to cross line. I don't want to like actually offend someone, That's just not my thing.
Well, I think like most true comics, like I think me and Eddie had like the same kind of response when everyone was like, is there anything that no one should joke about? It's like, say anything, absolutely anything you want about me, like, because I'm a fucking comic and I will find the humor in it. Just don't say anything about the other people that are in my life. Like that's the only fucking line.
Yeah, like for me to go up there and like talk about your mom, like I thought that shit was like out of line. And my only like, it's too far. Don't talk about my wife. Don't talk about anybody that can. You can talk about me as much as possible.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, Jacob, though, which is crazy, bro. I guess I'll give you a little hint. If there's ever a roast battle in the future, you talked about like how as a black person, I act really white.
Yeah.
Like if you really would have leaned on that shit, that really was like my fucking butt. Because you've heard that I've had jokes about like being the only black person in an all-white school until I went to middle school and I had to learn how to be black. Like that was something that I like literally fought with my entire life, trying to find a fucking identity of being black enough in a black setting and shit. Like you touched on it a little bit and then you went away from it. But I was like in the back of my mind, like, holy shit, if he fucking keeps going in, he's tapping into my childhood pain right here. And he doesn't even fucking know it yet. You went away from it.
You want to hear one of the roasts I had for you? We never got to go up against each other. I still have these on my phone.
What's that?
So and this is probably not going to make sense for the people that didn't see the video that you put up before the day before. And I wrote, this motherfucker wore a Boys in the Hood shirt in his video roasting me trying to look hard. This dude's so white he looks like he eats Popeyes with a fork.
That shit gets me. Like personally, that shit gets me because I've battled with trying to be black enough my entire fucking life. That shit personally got to me.
And then your Facebook page, like your Facebook page, your name is Edmund Eddy Kane Allen.
Yeah, I have one of the whitest names. My name is Edmund.
I wrote
for sure.
Save some fucking names for the rest of us, you greedy bastard. You can keep Edmund though. That's the name of a man who was breastfed till he was 20.
Yep. Yeah. That like personally, I've been like, damn, that's nice.
And my absolute favorite, Eddie has fucked over so many white women. His nickname is Herbalife.
See, I didn't get that one.
That's the one that wouldn't have hit. I will say on this podcast for all open micers, white women's not usually my thing. Like if I've had messed with white women in my past, but it's very, very few.
Herbalife. You don't know what Herbalife is?
They nag a lot though, don't they, Eddie? Like
I'm gonna be honest with you. Like when I told you about like my alter ego being Eddie Kane and stuff. Like I'm like super fucking. I'm confident when it comes to talking to women back when I was in college. For whatever fucking reason, bro, when I tried to talk to white girls, I would freeze. I have nothing in common with white girls. Like I would fucking freeze. I was like, I don't even know. We would talk about the next Miley Cyrus album. Like, I don't know what to say to you.
So you don't like iced coffee at all?
No. I don't like pumpkin spice lattes. Like I would fucking freeze when it came to white women. Like I don't know what it was.
Don't feel bad. I don't have anything to talk to him about either.
Yeah, me neither. But, yeah, I don't know. White women are kind of the worst.
You know what's crazy? Jason, the girl that heckled me, right? And I kind of like got She was trying to holler at me the whole time when I got off stage.
I know. I was watching this happen, and I was kind of sitting back enjoying the show because I'm watching you, like, this girl try to hit on you. I'm like, this bitch just ruined this dude's set, and now she's hitting on him. Like, what is happening?
Ruined it. And here's what's even crazier. Like, let's not. I'm gonna take names out of it, right? That was another comedian's girlfriend that had first showed up. So at the very beginning, he was like, I saw him. I was like, hey, what's up, man? Just talking to him. Maybe I'll tell y'all names when we get off of here or whatever.
Yeah, and he should definitely do that.
He was telling me like, yo, this was like probably like the girl of his dreams. And I was like, yo, that's what's up, man. That's what's up, yada, yada, yada. I get on stage. I try to open dialogue with this drunk girl. Fucking terrible. I'm pissed about it because it's a competition. That's another thing. I probably won't do competitions anymore. When I get done with this, I'm probably not gonna do competitions no more. But I get off the stage and I'm just like, I'm pissed because I'm like, that's not the best I could do. I let this girl get the best of me. And then she is trying to holler at me the whole time. She was like, yo, what's your number? I'm like, what the fuck? You literally fucked me up on stage and you think we finna fuck? None of that. She followed. I remember going because I was currently watching Stranger Things. Shout out to Stranger Things. Love that. The season 4 is fucking amazing. And I was like, let me get away from the bar. I'm just gonna go into my car and I'm gonna watch a couple episodes of Stranger Things. She followed me out to my fucking car. I'm like, bro, leave me the fuck alone. You literally fucked me up. Number one, I'm married. And number two, you fucked me up comedically. Leave me the fuck alone. But it was wild. She tried to holler at me the whole time. No.
That's insanity is what that is.
Dude, there's definitely some chuckle fuckers out there, dude. I've witnessed guys like have to just swat bitches away, and it's hard. Like single guys, like it wouldn't be hard for me, right? Because I'm not single, so I'll just be like, no, I have a girlfriend, whatever. But these single guys, this girl is like, hey, let's just go out to my car real quick, and they're like, no, I'm okay, thanks. Like, bro, what? Nah, man, go out to her car, dude. Go out to her car with her. Like,
I remember in high school, and I thought that was like, okay, as dope and manly as it is to pull bitches and whatever. I'm sorry, pull women. Sorry,
nah, they're
to
bitches.
pull women.
Go ahead.
As dope as it is to get as many girls, for me, it's even doper to see a dude tell a girl no. Like I remember in high school, like we had some sort of like senior graduation shit. And a girl walked up to one of my homies and she was like, hey, can I give you head for the night? And my homie was like, nah, I'm good. And I thought that was like the fucking dopest shit. Like, yo, he doesn't even want you to suck his dick. Like, you got to get the fuck out of here, bro. That's crazy.
Dude, that's what every guy, like, that's every guy that actually thinks with his head, though. Like, if you're actually thinking with your brain, you're like, you really want to just suck my dick right now and we just met, there's something wrong with you.
Exactly. And that's also a testament to guys who have control of their urges. That shows you like real discipline, because a girl who just would come up randomly and wants to suck your dick, it's not going to be a good girl. And that's probably not the first time that she's asked to suck a dick.
And it's not going to be good head either.
It's not. So for you to really take control of your discipline, like as a married man, I do that shit all the time now. I could be like, no. But like to watch somebody single who like had the option to and be like, nah, I'm good. Like, whoa, shit. You just shitted on her. That's amazing.
Yeah, dude. You mentioned being done with competitions though. It seems like from an outside, like third person perspective, you're kind of built for competitions. Like the ones that I've seen you in, you've done pretty fucking well. Mobile Comedy Festival excluded, which is a really weird competition, by the way. But it seems like all the competitions that I've seen you in, like you've done well. So like, why are you kind of done with those now?
So I've done well because like right now I've really broken down my comic goals in stages, right? And right now I'm focusing on trying to be funny. And if you guys have listened, a lot of my subjects, they're not raunchy subjects. Like I could really I could really do the same set for this group and that group. Like I've taken the same set in front of all white crowds, and I've taken the same set in front of all black crowds, and it's done very well. I don't really have any raunchy shit. So I do pretty well in competitions because my shit is so like it reaches everybody a little bit. The problem with competitions is that I feel like that I'm performing for the crowd. Like I'm not trying to be the best Eddie Kane that I can be. I'm trying to be a comedian that these people would like the most. So if I was doing that competition in an all white room, in my mind, I'm saying, okay, what jokes would white people like the most? Or what jokes would black people like the most? Or whatever. Instead of saying, let me be the best Eddie Kane that I could be. So the last competition I did was last week, and I got one more, actually two more coming up. Shit. Last week, the Big Bama blowout. I got all the way to the end, and I got to perform at the Stardome in Birmingham, the Stardome Comedy Club, which was like fucking mind blowing. You walk in, so many legends on the wall, and it was the first time that I'm sitting in a green room getting free Kit Kats and water, and then like getting like it was an actual comedy club. And I'm so used to like the bar scenes, the drunk people. I'm so used to that I didn't adapt well. Like I feel like I got on stage and I was just trying to be, I don't know, the comedian that everybody wanted. I had a strict 7 minutes, and I was just trying to be the best comedian instead of trying to be the best me. And it took, as a creative process, it took me out of my bag. Like I was just trying to be the comedian that everybody wanted instead of like being the best me that I could be. And then competitions are just like, I don't know, man. Sometimes people who are most like get pushed forward, and comedy is subjective. Like how the fuck I've seen like turd jokes go very well in one area and then like shitty in another area. So how could overall you could be like this comedian is better than this comedian when they're just two different style comedians? Like he does jokes about sucking his dad's dick or some shit like that. Some people find that shit funny, some people don't. It's just different. There's different levels when it comes to comedy, and it's to have like judges be like, no, you're not a good comedian. It's weird for me. It's weird.
Yeah, especially if the judges aren't comedians and they kind of just don't know. They don't know like what the fuck they're looking for.
Even fucking more weird, man.
Yeah. Real talk though, how many Kit Kats did you steal out of that green room?
You want the real talk? I had one while I was back there. Then I went on stage and performed, came back, I had another. And then I remember leaving, it was all over. And then I remember going back in, trying to see if I can make some connections. And I stole another Kit Kat. So 3. I had 3 Kit Kats back there, like full-size bars of Kit Kats.
See, that's why I'm not like for real comedy clubs, because I would have just taken all the Kit Kats. I would have just pocketed Kit Kats.
It's different too. That was the first time that I had like a spotlight on me. And like I said before, my superpower is crowd work, crowd reaction. That was the first time I was on stage and the light was so bright, I couldn't fucking see anybody. Yeah, so now I'm like, I couldn't tell if people were fucking with my jokes. I can't see shit.
Yeah.
So it was weird. It was weird.
Yeah, that's like that's a common mistake, like for first, like like in every comedian's journey, like every comedian goes through that stage, like the bright light syndrome, where it's like, this is the furthest I've ever fucking made it, whether the lights are bright figuratively or literally. But
plus it's a whole different animal going from, a bar where they're just doing open mic comedy night at a bar and they're not a comedy club. And then you go to somewhere where you have to fight for every, to get people's attention. And then you go to a comedy club where, or somewhere where it's an actual comedy night where people pay tickets or, where they're there to see comedy. They're like, that's a whole different ball game.
Yeah. Another thing that fucked me up too, just like from, so I'm a big athlete guy, big sports guy. I played I played football at the University of Kentucky. That's the highest I got. I've always been a big like away person. Like when I played my better games when I was away, because this is something I'm still working on. I'm being fully transparent. Like expectations is weird for me, right? So I love going into like an open mic. Nobody know who I am. I get on stage and I fucking kill it. I get off stage and be like, people like, oh my gosh, you're really amazing. Here's what fucks me up. When people know who I am and they're like, yo, that's Eddie Kane. You know what I'm saying? He's going to do really good. Oh man, he's already got this. That shit fucks me up because now people are expecting me to be good. And that's what I heard. I had 3 different conversations where before I went on Stardome, I introduced myself like, yo, I'm Eddie. And people were like, oh yeah, man, I heard about you. You're going to kill tonight. And I'm like, man, fuck. For whatever reason, that fucked me up. Like when people expect me to do good, it kind of fucks me up. I'm still battling that. I like to be the underdog. Nobody knows me. I don't like to be like, yo, you're expected to kill tonight. But fuck. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, it's always nice to be the underdog, though, to come in and just kill it and nobody expects you to. That's awesome. But I do have to say, I was a little nervous
at that roast because I made the video and a lot of people were like, "Oh man, you're gonna fucking kill it," and that made me nervous.
See, that's another thing that I did wrong because I said, "Yeah, fuck that video. I could make a video too," and I just didn't take it seriously, and I probably should have.
I will say the first night I met you was in Mobile at the comedy competition that was over there.
Oh yeah.
And I'm going to say this right here. It is a travesty that you did not win that competition because you freaking killed that room. And the only reason you didn't is because that one guy that brought all of his friends from work and they were all heckling us.
It was so that's another reason I don't really fuck with comedy competitions because especially if it's based off crowd noise, it's about how many people you bring. So it was a no names again, maybe after we get done. It was another female comedian. That was her first ever time performing, right? But she had brought out 25 people. I later figure out like 6 months down the road through her like Instagram comments and shit, she informed every person that she invited to not cheer for anybody else and only cheer for her.
That's why.
She gave them that instruction.
That's why I don't do it.
That's another reason where I'm like, well, fuck competitions, man. I don't like that shit.
Yeah, the last that same competition that you guys are talking about, I got in a fist fight out on the street.
Yep, I remember that.
Because that fucking guy had to bring just all of his shitty ass friends from work who are just not good people.
Yeah, so we didn't name any names, right?
No.
We haven't said any names.
Don't name any names.
That guy is the girlfriend. The girlfriend that was that's there. Yeah. We didn't name any names though.
He deserves that. He deserves that. Wow.
We didn't name any names though.
I gave her a choice name when I was talking about her ruining her sex, so I'm gonna go back and bleep that out so I don't get punched in the mouth.
Yeah. Make sure you edit this out. But that was his girlfriend.
I don't give a fuck, dude. I already fought his friend.
Yeah, man. And I wish, dude, it was so crazy because I wish you would have told me because, like, Jacob, here's another long story that I'm finna get in. This is just, Jacob, I fucked with you the long way. And I wish I wish it would have been out. I wish it would have been out there because I would have fought the dude for you. And this is the reason why, Jacob. And I don't even think you know how instrumental that you are in my comedic career. Right.
Oh,
so
dude,
I got
I'm
married.
About to cry. Don't fucking make me cry.
Yeah. No, let me get into it. I got married last October or last year, 2021, October. I got married, boom, boom, boom. 2021 was crazy for me. I bought a house. I got married. So shit was crazy. So by the time we got married, by the time we got back from the honeymoon and stuff, we kind of had a slow time. And my wife was like, so what do you want to do? And I'm like, I really want to fucking do comedy. You know what I'm saying? And my wife really pushed like, well, you haven't been consistent, yada, yada, yada. So I was like, fuck it. I asked somebody else close to my life, like, am I not consistent? And they was like, nah, you're not fucking consistent. So I was like, fuck that. I'm gonna start getting consistent in comedy because I think I like this shit. But I didn't know whether or not I was good or not, right? So I started doing open mics 3 to 4 times a week, right? I go to the juke joint. You never met me before. I go to the juke joint. Yo, my name's Eddy Kane. Can I get on the list? Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, cool. You're going 4th, 5th, whatever you said, Jacob, right? So I get up there, boom, I do my shit. I get off, right? Every person has a core group of friends and family, right? And that core group of friends and family, they're supposed to believe in you. They're supposed to be like, yo, you got this, yada, yada, yada. Yo, of course, keep pushing, you're funny. So my wife, my friends, they all pushed me and said, yeah, you're funny, you can do this. Jacob Craig was the first person outside of that core group. Because in my mind, yeah, they're supposed to say that, right? But I need to know what other people think. You were the first person. I got off stage, you came to me and you were like, yo, how fucking long have you been doing comedy? And I was like, bro, like 2 weeks. You were like, you're good enough to get paid. Let me introduce you to such and such. Let me do da. You're fucking good. Jacob Craig was the first person outside my core group to like, I could see that he believed in me. And it was literally the confirmation for me to keep going. Cause I was like, cause you're neutral. You don't give a fuck if I'm good. You don't give a fuck if I'm bad. You don't give a shit nothing about me. You're neutral until that night. So for you to tell me like, yo, you're fucking good. And then I got the tip jar at the end of the night. The tip jar was $7. I looked at those $7 like, yo, what the fuck? This is the first time I ever got paid for comedy. It was literally like the jump start to like, yo, if I could make this a career, if I could make this my dreams, like it was the first instance where I was like, I think I can do this. Of course, other people were supposed to tell me, yeah, you got this. But Jacob Craig, him giving me that $7 was the first time I was like, I can fucking do this. So I want to say thank you, Jacob, because you made me like take off and really love this comedy shit, bro. Thank you.
Dude, you're so fucking welcome, dude. Like, and I still fuck with you. I'm always gonna fuck with you, man. I would fight that dude, and I would fight a dude trying to fight you. I've got your back. I'm from Mississippi, and I'm fucking crazy, dude. Like, we've got this, dude. That means a lot to me, man. I'm gonna cry a little bit.
I'll take it. We laughs, emotional. We gotta get everything on this podcast.
I don't think I've ever cried on the podcast before.
Dude,
oh man, I should have talked longer.
Dude, if you make Jacob cry on the podcast, then you automatically get to replace him as my co-host.
What? What? No, I am open micers. I'm all the shit and egg jokes.
But Eddie, it has been an absolute pleasure having you on the show, man. Always love hanging out with you and talking to you. And just keep doing what you're doing, man. And you got where can everybody find your stuff on the internet?
So I try to keep everything essential, everything the same. It's Eddy Kane Comedy across Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. That's Eddy Kane, EDDY Kane, KANE Comedy. K because Kappa Alpha Psi. So everything across all platforms is Eddy Kane Comedy. I told Jacob, look, when y'all start doing like in-person podcasts, I got to be the first motherfucker on. Like I waited a month and a half to be on here. I'm really fucking excited to get on this bitch and talk comedy. I got to be the first person in person, bro.
Hell yeah.
I will make this promise live on air. When we get a studio space, I'll speak it into existence. When we do get a studio space,
when we do,
Eddy Kane will be the first guest on our podcast.
That's what I fucking want to hear.
In studio.
That's what I want to hear, and I don't care if it's like in a fucking Mississippi kitchen. I don't care if it's in person. I gotta show up in person. I gotta be the first person in person.
Hell yeah.
Guest wise, anyway.
We can definitely get that.
You've inspired me to get off my ass and get back out to the open mics because I've taken way too much time off, and I need to go polish up some of these new little bits that I got. So I need to get back out there, and it proved to me at the competition a couple of weeks ago that can't just take 2 months off and then go back up on stage, because it leaves you. If you don't use it, you lose it, man, hard.
100%. And the last little story, because I love fucking talking about comedy, as you can tell. I keep telling you those long ass fucking stories, and I love talking to y'all and shit. The last thing I'll say is like the reason that like I've only been doing comedy for I think 8 months. Within the 8 months, I got to perform at the Stardome Club. I've won a couple of competitions. I've been everywhere, pretty good in about 4 fucking states. And the reason being, man, I tell everybody, even if it's not comedy, whatever it is, fucking pursue your dreams, right? So I graduated college. I even have my master's, and I got the educational job that I always wanted. I was like, oh, this is the job that I wanted. Now I'm even getting paid the money that I wanted. He talked about having a 401k savings. I got all that shit. The problem was it was a fucking cubicle job. And then after about like 7 months in, and I'm walking in, I'm sitting down at the same cubicle. I look at my computer screen like, I don't fucking like this shit. Like, even okay, I'm getting the money to provide for my family. I'm getting all that, but I don't like this shit. There's no way that I could look at this computer screen for the rest of my life, even though it does support my family. I have to find something. So getting on stage, telling these jokes, and then, like I said, Jacob Craig coming up to me at the open mic and telling me like, yo, you can do this shit. It reunited the fucking passion for me to make this my career. Because I can't sit in a fucking cubicle. I can't do that shit no more. Well, dude, I need to get out. I would love to do this shit for a living.
I'm telling you, for only having been doing it for 8 months, like, dude, you are so goddamn funny. It makes me jealous. Like, I wish I was half as funny as you are. And I can't wait to see what your career is going to be like, 5 years from now. Like, if you're not touring like as a headlining act all over America, like there's no justice in the universe. Like it will happen, dude. I'm telling you. Just keep doing what you're doing, and you're gonna get there. There's no denying it. Your stage presence, your jokes, your comedy, the way you deliver your jokes, like just your personality altogether. Like, you're just absolutely one of the most likable people on the planet, and all that, just keep moving forward, and you'll break through at some point.
That's all I need. I just love this comedy shit, man. Like I said, I've been waiting a month and a half to get on your podcast just to fucking talk comedy. That's the only reason that I stay, because like I think we talked about it too. I'm an old man at least I feel like an old man. So the only time that I stay like after comedy shows is either I'm waiting to get paid, or B, I'm talking to another comedian about comedy. Yeah. So I could do this shit like all fucking day. And that's when I realized, like, yo, this is my passion. Like 2-3 o'clock in the morning, I would talk hours of fucking comedy, or I'm waiting to get paid. So I love being on here, man. This is fun.
I can't wait till we can do this. Like, we need to speak that into existence, Jacob. We need to have an in-person podcast. We're tired of doing this over Zoom. We need our own office space.
Look, I'm working right now to get us some fucking deals, man. Hopefully in a year or less, we can get a good fucking deal with some kind of streaming service. Because, dude, the next month of guests is kind of fucking insane. And Eddie, you're going to be glad you waited a month and a half, because all the guests we have coming on next month, like, you are preceded by some fucking comedy legends, dude.
Shit.
I can't wait.
I'll take it.
I can't wait till people see what we're dropping over the next month. Like, it's insane.
Good. Like I said, man, y'all, I think the biggest thing that y'all done is be like consistent, and y'all steady put out content. Y'all steady. This is fucking good. You've already dedicated your Monday to make sure like this is a priority.
Yeah, man.
I think y'all are fucking there. So when y'all do that shit in person, y'all can do a show, but just Jason and just Jacob by yourselves. But the first guest that you have in person, that shit better be Eddy Kane. That's all I'm saying.
Hell yeah, dude.
Absolutely.
We will definitely do that, brother.
But yeah, thanks again
All
for
right.
coming on the show, man. I'll put your link there in the show notes. And Jacob, what do you have coming up?
So August 25th, a month from now, I will be headlining at the Reef, Skybar at the Reef in Biloxi for the Last Laugh comedy that they have there, hosted by Patty Dwyer. I'm going to be
Shout out
doing
to
a nice
Patty.
little 30-minute set there in August. And also that's all I have really going on in terms of comedy, but I will be right after we wrap. I'm going to put next month's full guest calendar on our website. So go to openmicers.com, check out all the guests we have on. I can't talk. I have very little education. All the guests we have coming on in the month of August, it's gonna blow your fucking minds, guys. So please go check out our website. Go check out our Patreon and give us some money. Go check out our merch and be yoked like me. How about that?
Hell yeah. And go check out, go to the Sound 228, which we've had both of the hosts on this show here. Falls from Grace, my band, is going to be opening up for Post Profit at the Cannery Bar and Grill in Biloxi, August 13th. Coming up in 2 weeks? And it's $10 for your tickets. Go to the sound228.com and check out those tickets. And is there anything else we need to... Shut up, Jacob.
Can I get in for free?
No, yes, of course. You'll be,
Yeah,
you'll be my. You're
He's
gonna
never
have to.
given me a free ticket before.
You're gonna have to carry my stuff in and help me move stuff around.
I will, dude.
You'll be the new Gooter. That's who you'll be. You'll be Jacob Gooter Craig.
Jacob Gooter Craig. Let's go.
But yeah, Eddie, thanks again for coming on the show. And Jacob, let's go ahead and get out of here. If you'd like to email us at openmicerspodcast@gmail.com. And openmicers.com takes you to our brand new website where you can see all those links and all that good stuff. See who's coming up in the next month. And go leave us a review wherever fine podcasts are given away for free. And we will see all of you guys next week.
I dated a girl named Gooter once.
Oh, man, that was a good show. Thank you, everybody, for watching on Twitch. And everybody's going to watch on YouTube. We will see you guys